can we find a steady anchor? In this video, we'll delve into 7 essential Stoic principles that offer practical ways to master your emotions and navigate life's uncertainties with resilience. Before we dive in, please consider liking the video to support the spread of Stoic philosophy. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future insights. Let's begin with the first lesson: understanding what's in your control. Imagine you're planning an outdoor event. You've thought through every detail, but then it starts to rain. Lesson 1. Understand what's in your control. Imagine finding yourself caught in a storm, not a storm of rain and thunder, but one of life's unexpected challenges, disappointments, sudden changes, or unforeseen events. The Stoics, ancient philosophers from Greece and Rome, offer a profound lesson to ground us in these moments: the dichotomy of control. Picture this: you've planned an outdoor gathering, and despite meticulous preparations, it begins to rain. No amount of effort can change the weather. But your reaction to it? That remains entirely within your control. You might feel frustrated, or you might adapt, moving the event indoors or choosing to see the rain as a refreshing twist. Stoic philosophy who rose from sphered thinker. This idea, some control, implicity, formative. Every day we encounter a multitude of situations. Some we can shape, like our daily routines, the books we read, or the people we surround ourselves with. But many things are beyond our influence, like world events, the actions of others, the passage of time, or yes, the weather. Here's where the Stoic insight becomes truly profound. Our well-being doesn't depend on external events, but rather on how we interpret and respond to them. It's not the event itself, but our judgment of it that stirs our emotions. Think back to a setback you faced. Perhaps you missed out on a job opportunity you were hoping for. In the moment, it felt discouraging, yet with time, you might have recognized it as a hidden blessing, guiding you to something even more fulfilling or meaningful. So, how do we bring this practice into our lives? Begin by asking, is this within my control? If the answer is yes, take decisive action. If the answer is no, it becomes an opportunity to cultivate acceptance and adaptability. By fully grasping and internalizing this principle, we liberate ourselves from unnecessary turmoil. We navigate life with a sense of tranquility, knowing that while we can't control the winds, we can adjust our sails. In a world often marked by chaos, the dichotomy of control stands as a beacon of clarity. It reminds us to focus our energy where it matters most, and to that comes from accept beyond our reach. Lesson: reflect before reacting. In today's digital immediate can feel fast. Is this that can become in a world demanding constant, rapid responses? Consider the countless decisions we face, both trivial and life-altering, from choosing a meal to deciding on a career path. But it's not only the scope of these decisions that matters, it's the approach we take to each one. Imagine a common scenario: reading a message that strikes a nerve. Perhaps it's a colleague questioning your work, or a friend making an offhand comment. Our instinctive reaction might be defensiveness or irritation. But what if, instead of plunging into that emotional whirlpool, we simply took a step back? By allowing ourselves a momentary pause, we're not suppressing our emotions. We're giving them space to be understood. This practice of reflection is not about passively accepting or evading our emotions. It's about engaging with them actively. It's an opportunity to ask ourselves probing questions. Why did this comment affect me so deeply? What beliefs or past experiences might be coloring my response? Is my reaction rooted in this moment, or is it linked to something from my past? Moreover, reflecting before reacting fosters empathy. When we give ourselves time, we also allow room to consider the perspective of others. Perhaps that colleague had a particularly stressful day, or that friend didn't grasp the weight of their words. Through reflecting the door to understanding ourselves, how things could be took the time left. How many connections could be strengthened instead of strained? It is in these reflective moments that we find clarity, compassion, and deeper connection. In professional contexts, the ability to pause and reflect is invaluable. Leaders who think before acting are often regarded as wise and thoughtful. Their decisions, born from reflection, tend to stand the test of time. In a world that often feels like it's moving at breakneck speed, the act of reflection becomes a quiet form of rebellion, a statement that we will not be swept away by the currents of haste. To reflect before reacting is more than just a habit, it's a way of life, valuing depth over haste, understanding over impulse, and meaningful connection over fleeting interaction. It's a journey inward with profound outward implications, shaping not only our responses, but the very texture of our lives. Lesson 3. Practice dispassion. In a world that often feels like an emotional roller coaster, the idea of practicing dispassion may seem counterintuitive. But let's look closer at what it truly means and the transformative power it holds. Dispassion isn't about suppressing emotions or becoming indifferent to the